Everybody, welcome back to another vlog. It isn't a travel vlog this time, but we're doing what I eat in a day as an entrepreneur, a typical day, and I'll do this consistently across the weeks. There's no point doing a full week, but yeah, just got back from the Lake District as you would have seen in the midweek mentoring. But yeah, I'm going to show you what I eat in a day. It's currently 11-ish. I got back from the gym about half an hour ago. Haven't eaten anything because I fast till lunch, and I usually eat lunch around 12. So I'll see you for lunch at 12 and show you exactly what I eat again, which is typical for a usual day and what I typically eat. I'll explain more about that. Also, we'll be explaining more about why I eat certain ways throughout the video, so stay tuned for that. Let's go. Right, this is my filtered water jug. I use this every time I fill up water from the tap. Even though I have a filtered water tap, I still like to put it in the jug. I'm out about in the house and I don't have this, I'll try buy spring water in a glass bottle if I can. And this is me pouring my water into my metal bottle, not plastic, which is also insulated so it keeps the drink cold. Right, time to start cooking. I'm using my stainless steel, non-PFA coated pan, as I do not want forever chemicals inside my food. So the first part of my lunch is going to be a sirloin steak. I don't usually get sirloin, I usually like to have ribeye, not fillet, because I like to have the animal fats, which are good for you, inside of my steak. But this is quite a big cut, as you can see with the animal fat on the side here. Then I'm going to hit it with some salt and pepper to season it, let the salt soak in for a bit, flip it on the other side, and then continue to salt and pepper it before putting it in the pan. Don't cook in any seed oils or vegetable oils. I like to opt for a coconut oil or a tallow or beef dripping sauce. As you can see, these are all the macros. It's 100% beef, comes from animal fat. No nasty seed oils. Please do not cook with any seed oils. Right, we're going to chuck that steak in a pan along with the beef dripping sauce, and then we're just going to cook that for about 6-7 minutes. I like my steak medium. Going to keep flipping it regularly, but make sure it's cooked throughout. You can get a heat thermometer to see what your temperature is in the middle, and if you know how you like it cooked, you can compare it to the scale. Of course, we are not just having steak, we're going to be having some avocados with it. I actually had to have two because the avocados we had weren't really ripe, but one of them was, which is only a little baby one, so I couldn't just eat that one, so I had to get a big one as well and just about cut it up. Sometimes I will cut the avocado into chunks, but more often than not, I'll actually just mash it up to make almost like a guacamole kind of texture. Leave it a bit chunky because that's how I like it. Steak is done. We're going to put that in some tin foil, leave it to sit for 5 minutes, and now move on to the eggs, which I'll cook in virgin coconut oil. It makes the eggs taste really nice, taste of coconut almost, which I really love. We're going to have 3, sometimes I have 4, but we're having 3 today. Sometimes I'll also have cheese as well. Yeah, we're going to put the eggs out the pan, put them on top of the avocado, and put the steak on top of that. And then we're going to put some raw honey on top of it, which makes everything taste really nice. And then that is my lunch main course. And after my lunch, I usually have this frozen berry sorbet I made. I put yogurt in it as well, so it's got the extra fats in it. And then I'll have to microwave it because it needs defrosting. And then I'll have the raw honey with it. I have yogurt with it. I have my cashew nut butter and this cacao mix, which I recently just found, which goes amazing with it. So yeah, that's my after lunch snack. Right, so now that you've seen what I eat for lunch, I don't typically eat anything until dinner. If I'm gonna snack, I'd have yogurt bowls maybe, but I don't typically tend to snack just because my lunches are big. I'm usually full and I don't want to ruin my appetite for dinner because I'd like to eat early-ish so I digest the food before bed correctly. But also, I've come across these snacks recently. One brand is called Serious Pig, I think, and the other one's called Cheesies. And it's basically just like a crisp, but it's just cheese, 100% cheese. They'll get a wedge of cheese and they just bake it. And it tastes really good, like actually strong. Because you think if you bake cheese, it would go a bit flavourless. But no, it actually tastes really good, really strong. So yeah, I've been enjoying those. So if I'm going to have a snack, I'll have one of those. Bags have about 10 grams of protein in per bag. And they're only small, like 120 gram bags or whatever. So really good snack if you need a protein boost and you want to eat good, organic, whole food. So definitely recommend that. But yeah, from now until dinner, I probably won't eat. Dinner tonight, I'm having salmon. I think I'm going to have cauliflower cheese with it. I'm not sure. But my dinners are pretty similar to my lunches, to be honest, so it's quite hard to show you. I do like to switch up a bit, have a bit more of a nicer meal as opposed to like, well, not that I don't like the lunch, but just more, I don't know, maybe flavourful, because I get sick of having the same lunch over and over again. Like, I don't particularly enjoy it. Like, the food is nice, and especially when I first started out having that, it was nice, but you kind of get a bit sick of it quickly. So I'm sick of it right now, but dinner will be similar-ish with a bit more flavour. So that's why I like adding the cauliflower cheese, because obviously cheese is good for you, cauliflower is good for you. And I have vegetables with it as well to get my greens in, because greens are important. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You do need them. Good for a range of vitamins and nutrients. But yeah, I wanted to talk about calories a bit, because a lot of people calorie track and it's fine. I don't particularly have a problem with it, especially when you're just starting out. I think it's important because it helps teach you the fundamentals of it, how it works and how your body works. And I think if you are just starting out, I would calorie track. Everyone uses MyFitnessPal. It's just a basic and it's free. There are better ones, but that's the one that works. And you enter your food in that you've eaten, everything in the meal, and it will add all the calories up, right, per portion. And also, if you're going to do this, I recommend getting a health and fitness wearable. I've got a Whoop on at the moment, which I'm trying out for a video coming to you in a couple weeks. But I don't really like wearables. But I think it's important that you try it, because then you'll gauge how many calories you track, because you might be over or underestimating in your exercise what you're actually burning. But the reason I don't really like tracking calories and all that kind of stuff is because, one, it's never really accurate, to be honest, and you can never get it pinpoint on, and two, it makes people go a bit anal with it. Like, people take it really, really seriously and will push themselves over the edge or stress themselves out too much to a point where at the end of the day you're just going to give yourself disorders and more, and it will just become problematic. So I think it's important to do that for, I don't know, a month or two. I wouldn't like to put a number on it, but it's important to do it so you can know, okay, how much am I burning in a typical session, and also what kind of calories that the food you eat has inside of it, so that after this period you kind of know, okay, what you're eating and what exercise you've done today. You should be aiming to calorie count in your head is what I'm trying to say, and like do it roughly, because people get too within like, oh, if I haven't have 100 more calories I'm gonna die. Like, come on, it's really not that serious, and if you actually look at science behind it, it's not that serious as well. But that's for another video. So I suggest, if you haven't done it before and you don't really know what your food contains, try it out. But if not, don't go too serious with it, and that's why I haven't give you calorie recommendations, or sorry, calorie analysis for the food I'm eating today. If I had to make an assumption, I'd say that the main course that I eat probably has about steaks, probably 500, 600, avocados. I had two. I don't usually have two, but I had two because the one that was ripe was only really little and I needed a ripe one. Probably 300 from that max. That's being quite high with it. Probably more like 200, 250. Honey, 50. Eggs are about, well, the large ones are usually 80 to 100 calories per egg. So what does that come to? It's around just over 1,000 for that, and then for the fruit and yogurt bowl, it's probably between 300 and 500. That's my rough estimates anyway, and that's what I like to go off, and it works for me. I wouldn't just tell you that. It works for me. I know I'm putting on weight because I'm bulking at the moment, and I'm staying lean as well. So it's a good, clean, lean bulk, which I'm doing, and it's working out for me. This may not work for you, but it works for me, so I'm just offering you my suggestions. You don't have to do it. You may want to track your calories and get along fine with it, but personally, from what I've seen and what I've experienced, I wouldn't do it. But yeah, I'm glad we covered that. And then for my dinner, the salmon, cauliflower cheese and veg combo, probably going to be about another 1,000. I have 3 salmon fillets, by the way, which actually feels like a lot because protein is very satiating, meaning it keeps you very full and you feel a lot more full from it, whereas like you could eat a packet of crisps and still be hungry. So yeah, they're very satiating, can actually be a task to eat, and if you bulk, you know it's actually hard to actually eat a lot. That's why I prefer being on cuts. But anyway, that'll probably come to 1,000. Then I'll have a yogurt bowl, which is a big bowl of yogurt. I'll have compote. You cook fruit in a pan for a few hours. And then, yeah, I'll have my usual honey, cashew butter on top of it with my cacao mix. And it'll probably bring me back to around maybe just over 3,000 calories, which is kind of the goal, and it's working for me, like I said. So yeah, that's the aim. Also, how do I typically feel in a day? Well, after I eat lunches, I do actually get quite full. Just because I'm bulky at the moment, obviously, and it makes me feel uncomfortable and definitely makes me feel sleepy in the day, which I don't like because it's less energy and I'm working in the day, and I want to be productive. I don't want to feel lethargic. Like, it'll come to about 2-3 o'clock and I just want to go to bed, even though I'm eating clean, which would be way worse if I was eating dirty. I probably would be asleep, but I'm eating clean, but I'm feeling full, obviously, and obviously I fast in the morning, so I can't really break up my meal to have half of that at breakfast, so it doesn't really work out great. But as long as I digest it by bedtime, that's kind of all that matters, and I keep working and kind of push past it. Also, I'm not saying you have to fast, but I choose to fast. I don't think you need breakfast. Breakfast is a marketing term that was made in America to sell more meat from butchers. I don't really think we need it at all. But again, do your own research, see what makes you feel best. Yeah, this would be a typical day. I wouldn't really do anything else in the day in terms of eating. So yeah, I'm going to get on with some work now, and then I'll eat dinner around 6:37. Usually I'd be playing football tonight, but I'm not. so I can kind of have dinner whenever, as long as it's way before 7:30. Right, so dinner, we're having the salmon as promised, which goes on the grill, which goes in the oven for about 20 minutes. Sometimes I put this ginger preserve on it, which makes it taste really nice, and then have it with greens, vegetables, obviously. And then I'll have cauliflower cheese with it, which is a really nice combo, and if you haven't had it, I definitely recommend you trying it. And then for dessert, I pretty much what I have for lunch. I don't have the frozen berry sorbet again, but instead I have compote, which is basically just fruit that's been boiled down in a pan. I absolutely love this yogurt because of the macros. I've tried other Greek yogurts, but this had the best macros, and obviously it's just yogurt. And then yeah, I'll have that with my honey, my cashew nut butter, and the cacao mix again, which is just, yeah, amazing. I love it. So yeah, that's kind of what I eat. Sorry guys, almost turned off the video there. I actually forgot to break down why I eat the foods that I eat, which is one of the things I did say I was going to do. So sorry about that. So let me start with lunch. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, to be honest. I'll have a protein, and then I'll have avocado and eggs. Avocado because of the fats. And what I mean by that is I try to eat fats and no carbs, because I want my body to be fat adapted, meaning its energy comes from the fats, which is a short-term store of energy, as opposed to carbohydrates, which is a long-term store of energy, which I'm not going to use because I don't do long-distance running, for instance. It will just store as body fat, which I don't want, so I become fat adapted, and it's made me feel way better. Plus, I'm getting all the protein, feeling good. It's helping me repair and grow my muscles. So that's kind of why I eat that for lunch, and obviously I'll swap out the protein. I'll have salmon, steak or chicken and basically run through them all. That's why I said I've been getting bored of them, because I have been getting bored of them. And then eggs, another great source of protein. I think they contain almost every amino acid you need to make protein. So it's literally one of the best sources of protein you can get out there. You don't need that whey protein, because all the protein from the eggs your body can actually use as protein, whereas something like whey only uses a tiny amount of it, so not good, not beneficial. So natural animal fats, clean, no processed foods, all clean. And then as for fats, the yogurt thing, same again. The frozen fruit bowl, obviously there's yogurt in that. Berries only, and yeah, I obviously get the fat from the dairy, from the yogurt. Honey, good for the flavour, but raw, it's not too bad for you. And the cashew butter, obviously for the proteins. And then it's the same thing for dinner, really, and I think I like doing it that way. I'm getting the foods I need. Yes, it's a bit vanilla, but I feel good for it, and I'm getting the right things in my body that needs to be in my body. So I can't really complain about it. And I'm just going to keep eating like that. I always like finding new things to eat, new variations, but I'm happy with what I'm doing right now, and I'm never going to eat ultra-processed foods again in my life. Obviously, I did as a teenager, as most people in the world. It's hard to eat naturally and organically, especially if you're out the house and you have no control. So not eating ultra-processed foods really comes down to if you have control over it or not, and if you're out and about all the time or you're overseas, like, it may not be easiest at times, so make do with what you can. It's just really about minimizing. I feel like in today's society we can never ever get rid of ultra processed foods completely, just because how apparent they are in society. But if you minimize them as much as possible, then that's all you can really do. It's a shame we live in a world like that, but it's just how it is, and you can't change it. So yeah, that is what I eat in a day as an entrepreneur. My meal times are usually around an hour, and then yeah, I just get on with work or sleep, whatever's next. So I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said, we've got a Whoop review coming out in a couple of weeks. I'll do something in between, but yeah, for now it's bye from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like 500 subs by the end of the year, please. Let's go.